The civilization that existed before humans, the secret history buried under our feet. Have you ever felt like history doesn't quite add up, that maybe we're not the first intelligent beings to walk this earth? For centuries, humanity has believed it's the pinnacle of evolution. But what if we're actually the second chapter in a much older story? A story erased, buried, and deliberately forgotten. This is the mystery of the civilization that existed before humans. The discovery that shouldn't exist. In 1994, deep in the mountains of Turkey, a team of archaeologists uncovered something that defied every history book. A massive stone city known as Göbekli Tepe. It was thousands of years older than the Egyptian pyramids, older even than Stonehenge. Carved stones weighing tons, arranged with mathematical precision, all by people who, according to science, shouldn't even have known how to farm yet. This site wasn't supposed to exist. Archaeologists dated it to 12,000 years ago, right at the end of the Ice Age. But who built it? How did they move stones weighing more than 15 tons, without wheels, without metal tools, without animals of burden? Some researchers believe Göbekli Tepe wasn't a temple at all. They think it was a memory, a monument left behind by a civilization trying to preserve what they knew before everything was wiped out. Wiped out by what? A global disaster. The Great Reset. Scientists agree that around 12,800 years ago, something catastrophic happened on Earth. Sudden temperature spikes, mass extinctions, and floods that swallowed continents. This event is known as the Younger Dryas impact, possibly caused by a massive comet striking the planet. It's the same timeline that legends all around the world talk about. The Great Flood, Atlantis, the fall of the gods. Different names, same story. In the ancient Sumerian tablets, the oldest written records we found, there's a story of beings called the Anunnaki, who came from the heavens and created mankind. Mainstream scientists call it mythology. But what if those gods were simply survivors of the world before ours? Traces beneath the ocean. In 2001, off the coast of India, sonar scans revealed the ruins of a massive underwater city near Dwarka. The city walls, streets, and buildings stretched over 5 miles. Perfectly planned, perfectly engineered. Carbon dating showed they were over 9,000 years old. But history tells us civilization began only 6,000 years ago. So who built Dwarka? And why did it sink? Similar ruins have been found near Japan's Yonaguni Islands and near Cuba, deep under the Caribbean. All of them tell the same silent story of something ancient that once existed and then vanished. If you look closely at global flood myths, from Noah's Ark to the Epic of Gilgamesh, from the Mayans to the Egyptians, they all talk about the same thing. A world that drowned, and a few survivors who carried the knowledge forward. Maybe the question isn't if it happened. Maybe the question is how many times it's happened before. Forbidden knowledge. Let's talk about something strange. Ancient blueprints. Across the world, ancient cultures used the same mathematical ratios, the same sacred geometry, the same obsession with the stars, all without contact. The pyramids of Egypt, the temples of Mexico, and the ziggurats of Mesopotamia are all aligned with Orion's belt. Why? How did people separated by oceans share the same cosmic architecture? Coincidence? Or a memory passed down from a forgotten civilization that once ruled globally? Even stranger, some of these monuments seem to encode astronomical data only modern science could calculate. For example, the Great Pyramid encodes the exact dimensions of Earth, down to the equator's curvature. But who could have known that? Thousands of years ago. Maybe someone left it for us. The message in stone. In Bolivia, there's a place called Pumapumku, part of the Tiwanaku complex. Here, stone blocks weighing up to 100 tons are carved with laser-like precision, interlocking like Lego pieces, made from a material harder than granite. Even with today's tools, reproducing that accuracy is almost impossible. Locals say the site was built by the Sky People, beings who came down from above. Archaeologists don't accept that, but they also can't explain it. What's even more shocking, the stones appear to have been melted and molded, as if using advanced technology. Some scientists quietly call this lost high technology. What if humanity didn't invent technology? What if we're rediscovering it? The lost civilization theory. In recent years, authors and independent researchers like Graham Hancock have pushed what's called the lost civilization theory. It suggests that an advanced global civilization existed before the Ice Age and that it was wiped out by a massive cataclysm. Survivors spread around the world, carrying fragments of knowledge, astronomy, architecture, farming, and spirituality. Over thousands of years, those survivors became legends. The gods who taught early humans everything. That's why cultures on every continent suddenly leap from primitive hunter-gatherers to pyramid builders and astronomers, seemingly overnight. History calls it evolution, but maybe it's memory. Evidence beneath the ice. And then there's Antarctica. Satellite scans have revealed geometric shapes, magnetic anomalies, and possible man-made structures beneath the ice sheets, 2 miles below. Geologists say it's impossible, but explorers and whistleblowers claim that ancient ruins, even technology, might be preserved there, frozen in time. If that's true, it could mean Antarctica isn't just ice. It's the final resting place of that ancient world, a world that existed before ours. The reset cycle. Ancient texts from Egypt to India describe cycles of civilization: creation, destruction, rebirth. According to the Mayan calendar, these cycles last about 12,000 years. And here's the chilling part. We're right at the end of another cycle. What if history repeats not by accident, but by design? What if Earth resets itself, and only a few survive each time to start over? Maybe that's why we're so obsessed with discovering the past, because deep down, we've lived it before. The question that remains. So, what if everything we've been taught about human history is just the latest draft? What if the true story, the first story, lies beneath the oceans, beneath the deserts, and beneath the ice? The carvings, the pyramids, the ancient maps that show Antarctica without ice. They're not random artifacts. They're breadcrumbs, leading us back to a truth we're not supposed to find yet. Maybe the people before us weren't wiped out. Maybe they left. And maybe, someday, they'll return. If you could peel back the layers of time, what would you see? A primitive man discovering fire, or the ruins of a world that once harnessed the stars? Maybe we're not the beginning. Maybe we're the echo of something far older, far greater, and far wiser than we can imagine. The truth isn't lost. It's hidden, waiting for us to remember. Civilization before humans. What do you think they left behind for us to find? Tell me in the comments, because one day, the truth will rise again from the ice.
Infonistic, where intelligence meets imagination.